Part 1, The Life I Thought Was Safe. I always thought infidelity was something distant, something that happened in cheap TV dramas or to people who didn't know how to talk to each other. Not to us. Mary and I had been married for 11 years. We had a small house in a quiet neighborhood, a car we shared, joint bills, and a fridge covered in old grocery lists and holiday magnets. Our life wasn't exciting, but it was familiar. Monday through Friday, I went to work at the same office. Mary managed the house, worked part-time at a local bookstore, texted me pictures of funny book covers and customers' dogs. We argued about stupid things, who left the light on, who forgot to buy milk. But I always went to bed thinking, we're fine, we're solid. I didn't realize that sometimes solid is just another word for asleep. Part 2, First Cracks in the Glass. The first changes were so small that I almost missed them. Mary started waking up earlier. She spent more time in front of the mirror, more time choosing outfits that weren't just comfortable but considered. New lipstick, new perfume I hadn't seen before. Trying something different, she said when I noticed. The girls at the bookstore keep saying I dress like someone's grandma. She laughed and I laughed Zeke too. Then came the late shifts. We're short on staff, she'd explain, dropping her bag by the door. Inventory, events, all that. At first I believed her without question, but then late shifts turned into book club meetings, after work drinks, last-minute deliveries. The explanations piled up faster than the hours we spent together. Something cold and heavy settled in my chest, but I pushed it away. Don't be paranoid, I told myself. She's allowed to have a life. Part 3, Distance in Small Things. It wasn't just the schedule, it was the silence between us. We used to talk about everything, shows we watched, annoying coworkers, dreams about traveling someday. Now evenings looked different. Mary curled up on the couch with her phone, thumbs flying across the screen, a small smile tugging at her lips. Who's that? I'd ask lightly. Oh, just the group chat from work, she'd say, turning the screen slightly away without even noticing it. We still slept in the same bed, but it felt like there was a wall between us. When I reached for her, sometimes she'd lean in out of habit. Other times she'd whisper, I'm tired tonight, and roll to the far edge of the mattress. Nothing obvious. Nothing I could point to and say, here, this is proof. Just a feeling that I was slowly being moved out of the center of her world. One notification at a time. Part 4. The Phone in the Night. One night I woke up to the faint glow of her phone. Mary was sitting on the edge of the bed, her back to me, shoulders hunched. Her fingers moved quickly over the screen. She didn't notice I was awake until the bed springs creaked. She flinched, pressed the screen to her chest, then forced a smile. Sorry, did I wake you? Lisa from the store keeps spamming me about tomorrow's schedule. Even half asleep, I noticed how fast she locked the phone. Text her tomorrow, I muttered, turning away. But my heart was fully awake now, pounding against my ribs. I tried to tell myself I was imagining things. Everyone lives on their phones these days. Everyone texts late at night. Still, something in my gut whispered that this wasn't just a schedule problem. This was a someone problem. Part 5, A Gift with a Hidden Motive. A week later, I bought her a new smartphone. Our anniversary was close enough to use as an excuse. Her old phone was fine, honestly. But I told myself she deserved something better. The real reason sat like a stone under my ribs. I wanted to see what kept her so busy. When I gave it to her, she lit up like she used to when we were newlyweds. She hugged me, kissed my cheek. John, it's beautiful. You didn't have to. We spent the evening transferring her apps and contacts. At one point, a name caught my eye in her messaging app. Mark's supplier. The chat itself was empty, cleared. New supplier? I asked, trying to sound casual. Yeah, she said too quickly. He handles some of the book deliveries now. Then she changed the subject so hard it nearly gave me whiplash. A normal husband would have dropped it. A suspicious one, I was starting to realize, was who I had become. Part 6. The Day Everything Broke. The day it all came crashing down was strangely ordinary. A Tuesday. I woke up with a fever and a throat like sandpaper. My boss practically ordered me to stay home. Mary fussed over me before leaving for work. Drink plenty of water. "I'll try not to be late," she promised, pressing a kiss to my forehead. After she left, I dozed on the couch, Netflix murmuring in the background. At some point, I noticed her new phone lying on the coffee table, still plugged into the charger. She'd forgotten it. Part 6. The Day Everything Broke. The day it all came crashing down was strangely ordinary. A Tuesday. I woke up with a fever and a throat like sandpaper. My boss practically ordered me to stay home. Mary fussed over me before leaving for work. "Drink plenty of water. I'll try not to be late," she promised, pressing a kiss to my forehead. After she left, I dozed on the couch, Netflix murmuring in the background. At some point, I noticed her new phone lying on the coffee table, still plugged into the charger. She'd forgotten it. For a long time, I just stared at it. Touching it felt like crossing a line. "If you look," a voice inside me warned, "you'll find something. And once you see it, you can't unsee it." My hand moved anyway. The phone unlocked with the code I already knew. Notifications blinked at the top. Missed messages from Mark. My chest tightened. I opened the chat. The last message read, "Last night was incredible. I can still taste your lips." Above it were weeks of texts, inside jokes, complaints about me, about our boring life, meeting times, hotel room numbers, grainy photos I didn't want to recognize. The room spun. I lowered myself onto the floor, back against the couch, phone heavy in my hand. The world didn't explode. The house didn't collapse. But something inside me shattered without making a sound. Part 7. Waiting for the door to open. I didn't call her. I didn't storm the bookstore. I didn't text her a screenshot. Instead, I put the phone back on the table and walked through the house like a stranger seeing it for the first time. The couch where we watched movies. The kitchen where we argued about salt. The hallway where our wedding photo hung slightly crooked. How many times had she come home from him and stood right here, hanging her coat, smiling at me like nothing was wrong? By evening, my fever had given way to a cold, controlled numbness. I sat at the kitchen table with her phone in front of me, chat still open. When the front door finally clicked, my heart seized. Her keys jingled, her familiar voice called, "Hey, how are you feeling?" She walked into the kitchen, saw the phone, saw my face, then followed my gaze to the screen. All the color drained from her cheeks. The grocery bag slipped from her hand and hit the floor. Part 8. The first lie after the truth. "It's not what you think," she whispered. I almost laughed. The cliché hurt more than the words themselves. "Then please," I said, my voice surprisingly calm, "explain to me what I think." Mary sank into the chair opposite me, eyes fixed on the table. "It started stupidly," she said. "He was just someone from the supplier's office. We joked around. I was lonely, John. We were drifting." "So you drifted into a hotel room?" I asked. She flinched. Tears filled her eyes, but I felt nothing except a distant, buzzing rage. "It wasn't supposed to go that far," she insisted. "I felt seen again. Interesting. I thought it would be just texting, then one drink, and then... And then you lied. Repeatedly. I didn't want to hurt you." I finally did laugh then, short and bitter. "Well, congratulations. That went great." Part 9. Rage without a target. My calm cracked. The anger I'd been holding back surged up like a wave. I asked questions I didn't really want answers to. How many times? Where? Did she ever think about me while she was with him? Did she compare us? Every answer stabbed, but not asking felt worse. Mary sobbed, hands shaking, begging me to stop. "You're torturing yourself," she cried. "You already did that for me," I shot back. At some point, I realized I was yelling not because I wanted the truth, but because I needed her to feel at least a fraction of the pain tearing through me. Eventually, I left the kitchen, slammed the bedroom door, and slept on the edge of the bed while she curled up on the living room couch. Our house had never felt so small and so empty at the same time. Part 10. The day after the explosion. The next morning, we moved through the house like ghosts. She made coffee but didn't drink it. I dressed for work but didn't go. We tried talking again, this time without shouting. Mary told me when it started, how long it had been going on, when she'd tried to end it and failed. She admitted things she could have easily hidden. Part of me hated her more for that honesty. I broke it off last week, she said. For real this time. I deleted his number. I wanted to tell you, but I was terrified. I didn't know whether to believe her. How do you measure truth from someone who's already proven they can hide a second life in their pocket? When she reached for my hand across the table, I pulled mine back. Not to punish her, but because my body physically recoiled. I don't know what I'm going to do, I said. I don't even know who I am in this marriage anymore. She nodded slowly, tears sliding down her face. I'll accept whatever you decide. I deserve it.